This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. This session is majorly for the students or the aspirants who are going to write this year's examination of prelims that will be conducted on May 24th, 2026. So let me ask you one uncomfortable question right now. Right now, if UPSC prelims is conducted tomorrow, just imagine, will you clear it? Don't answer me, just answer yourself. Because most aspirants are not failing due to lack of knowledge. Okay, they are failing because they are not focusing on where they are standing. They keep studying without direction, they keep reading without analyzing their status, they keep preparing without measuring their preparation levels. So, and today's class is going to break that illusion. I am not going to start with the teaching, I am going to start with something more important, that your reality check, that is self evaluation sheet for prelims 2026. Before jumping into preparation, you must first understand where you are standing first, right? Where you are standing, you have to know that. That is why we have designed this self evaluation sheet. Now listen carefully, this is not just a sheet, this is your mirror. For every subject, you are not simply making completed or not completed. You are evaluating yourself in three critical dimensions for each and every subject. For ancient India, you have to measure your static strength. How can you score in a scale of 0 to 100? How much percentage strength you are having in your ancient India subject? And the second one is PYQs. Have you understand UPSC's patterns, or are you still reading the questions blindly and making the mistakes in answering those questions? And the third is test series. Test series means nothing but, can you apply knowledge under pressurized situations also? How can you score your test series? And or do you collapse in the examination conditions of under pressured situations? You have to analyze that. And for current based subjects like polity, economy, environment, science and technology, and international relations, you have to give your score to current affairs under these subjects. How can you score your level of preparation under polity of current affairs? Not only the current affairs, you have to interlink it with the gender studies. Current affairs interlinking with gender studies, that will be said as CAGS, current affairs linking with gender studies. How you are able to connect your current affairs with the gender studies topic? Let me ask you a serious question. Are you just reading the newspapers or news articles, or are you able to connect it with the polity, economy, environment? That is most important thing, where majority of the failed aspirants are missing. Because in UPSC, information is not power, information is finding everywhere. So application of information is the power in UPSC. Application is most important, just remember this. And finally, the CSAT strategy. You have to give your score to theory and practice. Most of the aspirants won't practice the CSAT, and they overconfidently go to the examination hall and collapse there. But CSAT is a paper where you have to develop a strategy before entering into the examination hall, which is most important thing. So you have to give scores for CSAT practice and PYQs and this test series. Many students ignore it and many fail because of it. So we evaluate theory, practice, PYQs and test series for CSAT. Now, once you fill this sheet honestly, not emotionally, not overconfidently, you will clearly see your uh, three of the categories. One thing is, if after evaluating this thing, you will clearly see three of the things. You are able to know your strength areas and your average areas. You can able to know your average areas, your strength areas, and your weak areas. Because this clarity is everything for prelims cracking strategy. Okay, so because without a diagnosis, strategy is useless. If you are knowing this, you have to diagnose it. If you are weak in few any one of the subject, first suppose ancient India, you have only scored 50% in static and PYQs and test series, you have to improve it to 100%. Without 100% of preparation in all the subjects, how can you able to crack prelims of 2026? Correct? You have to make all the subjects 100% here. So how can you able to do that? That needs a strategy. Here comes the second part of our this class, that is of focused subject improvement program, that is going to be starting from April 8th and ending on May 13th. That is of 36 days strategy to improve your weak areas, average areas, and strengthen more your strong areas. The only core idea that you have to apply here is you have to study 3 days a subject. You have to give 3 days for a subject and 3 hours a day to particular subject. Okay, so this is where most aspirants are failing without strategy. They know their weaknesses, but they don't have a structured plan. That is why we diagnose the focused subject improvement program. Now understand this clearly. So the core principle is 3 days a subject you are giving and 3 hours per day for that particular subject you are giving. Why we have designed this particular type of strategy? Because scattered preparation creates a shallow knowledge, but focused preparation builds depth and confidence. So, in these 3 days, your goal is not to cover entire syllabus. Remember that one thing carefully. Your target is not to complete the syllabus. Your goal is to strengthen your areas, revise the core concepts, solving PYQs, understanding your mistakes. These are all the things you have to do in this particular 3 days. So now look at how intelligently this is structured. In the phase one, the subjects included were ancient India for 3 days, April 8th to 10th, and 11th to 13th, medieval India, 14th to 16th, modern India, 16th to 19th, culture, 20th to 22nd, biology, 23rd to 25th, geography. This is the first phase. And in the second phase, the current affairs related subjects were included. 26th to 28th, polity, 29th to May 1st, economy, May 2nd to May 4th, environment, May 5th to 7th, science and technology, May 8th to 10th is international relations, and the last 3 days of CSAT, 11th to 13th of May. So everything is arranged in a logical sequence. This is not accidental, this is a complete strategy. So now many students ask, if we are only spending 3 hours a day on the particular subject, what we have to do in the remaining hours? My answer is very clear, that if you are 3 hours are deep, distraction free, PYQs oriented and exam oriented, they are more powerful than 10 hours of random study. Just remember that. Am I audible? Yes, that is most important. Now, what about the remaining time of the day that you are spending? The remaining hours of that particular day you have to spend on the test series, weak areas revision, and the PYQs analysis. And because remember, marks in prelims is do not come from reading everything. Okay, marks come from practice and elimination skills. Elimination skills are most important in the preliminary examination. Now, let me challenge your thinking. Many aspirants keep collecting materials, new books, new PDFs, new sources, but ask yourself honestly, have you even completed analyzing PYQs? Have you revised what you are already studying? Have you given enough tests for prelims 2026? If not, then the problem is not lack of resources, the problem is lack of structured execution. Structured execution is most important. Okay, and that is exactly what we are providing additionally. If you are feeling that your current affairs are weak, we are here to give you the 1 minute. We are here to give you the current affairs articles along with the news in shorts. If you are struggling with PYQs, we will provide you the 120 plus classes of PYQ analysis. If you are lacking in the exam practice and the test series, we can give you the 30 the GS full length tests subject wise and 30 CSAT CSAT uh, tests. And if CSAT is your fear, we provide you the CSAT explanation classes for these 30 tests also. This is not just content, this is a complete ecosystem preparation. Okay, so finally understand this 36 preparation strategy. This 36 preparation strategy is not a magic. It will not work if you are casual, but if you follow it with discipline, honesty and consistency, it will do one thing very clear. It will convert your preparation from confused to structured, weak areas to exam oriented analysis of exam ready orientation. So today your task is simple. Do not start studying immediately. First fill the sheet of self evaluation of giving 0 to 100% score, then identify your reality, then follow the 36 days focused preparation plan. Because in UPSC, those who plan seriously and execute consistently are one who clear prelims. And if you are still struggling to solve PYQs, test series, explanation of CSAT classes, current affairs notes, news in shorts will reduce your time. We are only giving all these complete package only for 999 You can call 88 978 26108 and take this offer. We are here to give you the solution for all your problems, which we have already discussed in this session. Thank you for today. We will meet in the course directly if you are interested.